we're going to talk about the string data type, and this is going to be an introduction. Because strings are extremely complex, and we'll talk about them a lot throughout the semester. We just need to talk about them a little bit right now because you guys have seen them already in your homework 0, and you'll continue to see them throughout every homework. So, strings, that is not a G. Strings are a programmer designed data type. There's a lot that you can do with strings, but we're not going to talk about those right now because they're very outside the scope of what we already know. We'll talk about those later on in the class in different chapters. They're going to be sequences. They are sequences of 0 or more characters. So that means like, so before we saw things like A, B, C, etc. A string is going to be something like apple. And one thing I want you to notice here is characters use single quotes. Strings use double quotes. Now, in a lot of languages, you can use single quotes for strings, 100%. So, like, this will compile in other languages. But in C++, this will not compile. Only this will compile if you want a string. So some examples of strings. They're going to be something like Alex, UNLV, CS 135. /C/home/desktop, like a file path, etc. Anything that you can type with your keyboard is going to be a string. But strings aren't going to be things like, you couldn't, like, if you want to do something like, if you want to output to the terminal something like, hey, hello, you cannot just go type in, hey, hello. This line feed you type in will not be read by the computer as a line feed. It will be, to do that, you need to do something like, hey, \n, hello. Which, this \n, that's going to be the character for new line. And we will talk about what this / is and some other uses of that in strings a little bit later on. And one other thing you need to note about strings is something, say you have like a string like Alex. each character in that string has a unique position within the string. So this one has a position of 0. Because computer scientists always count from 0 to 1 to 2 and on. Because computers read zeros. So that's how we do it as computer scientists. The L would have a position of 1. The E has a position of 2. And the X has a position of 3. And that would be true for any string. So if you had, like, I don't want to keep writing these, but like Tom, T would go here, O would go here, M. And then if they're longer strings, it just keeps going on and on. And that's all you guys need to know about strings right now. Oh, that makes sense. Has to be \n? Yes, \n. Yeah, well, technically you can either do, you can put in a \n. That's totally acceptable. Or we're going to talk about output in a little bit. You can do something that's a little bit outside of the scope right now. Let's wait until we talk about outputting to talk about the new line stuff.